Michelle and Oprah may not want to admit it right now, but this country has been extremely good to them. I'm sure unfair too, but overall, pretty darn good. We're not perfect. Our history certainly has its warts and you bet sins. But the fact that they are two of the wealthiest, most influential, and most admired women, not only in the country but in the world, shows you just how absurd their pandering really is. Joining me now, Horace Cooper, Project 21 co-chair, and Niger Innis, chairman of the Congress of Racial Equality. Horace, now I have to admit a small part of Michelle and Oprah, I imagine they have to kind of see the hypocrisy of their own comments, or are they just blind to it?
Well, there are two things here. On the one hand, as you mentioned, they are people who are living an experience that fewer than 1%, 1/10 of 1% of the people on the planet are able to. But the other is they are yielding to a temptation that we saw in the 20th century and that we saw in the 19th century, and that is that people gain political power, they gain salience by attacking other people on the basis of their race. It is an evil way to operate. And shame on them for all of the amazing things that America has been able to do and that they've benefited from, for them to act in this way.
Niger, I can't think of two women who've been more broadly embraced by the American public than Michelle Obama and Oprah Winfrey. I mean, they're both liberal, but they've also been embraced by most people as incredibly smart, incredibly accomplished, interesting people, and people to be admired. But gosh,
Oprah Winfrey.
What's going on?
Yeah. Oprah Winfrey became a millionaire on the backs of suburban white women who watched her show by the legions. Michelle Obama was married to the man that got more votes from this racist caste system called America, got more votes than any presidential candidate got in the history of the United States. That's more than Franklin Delano Roosevelt, more than Ronald Reagan, more than Bill Clinton. Barack Obama got more votes than any other presidential candidate in history in this racist caste system. You know what's really disheartening about all of this is Oprah comes from the South. She comes not far removed from the Jim Crow era in the South, when there was a real, palpable, concrete racial caste system against African Americans. And when they pretend to be billionaire victims, it's an insult to my ancestors and to theirs.
I need to get to this tonight, guys. Listen to how Biden, on this race question, compared the Black and Latino communities in an interview that ran earlier today.
Unlike the African-American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community with incredibly different attitudes about different things.
Horace, he later tried to clarify this, a total nightmare comment. He said, in no way did I mean to suggest that African-American community is a monolith. But except he basically said that. The media, of course, playing cleanup for him, Horace, quickly on this.
Who are you going to believe, him or your lying ears? I mean, it's unbelievable how often they yield to this idea that the best way to get political power is to divide people on the basis of race.